All right, so we're diving into Kendrick Lamar today.
Sounds good.
You want to unpack how he uses names and imagery in Peekaboo
Mm-hmm.
to build up these themes of wealth and power,
Yeah.
which is fascinating. We've got some lyrical analysis and expert commentary.
Cool.
So let's get into it.
Okay.
And one thing that really jumps out right away is how he does all this
Yeah.
without constantly dropping brand names.
Yeah, what's fascinating is that
You know what I mean?
he doesn't need to rely on obvious luxury brands to get his point across.
Right.
It's almost like he's flipping the script on like the typical hip-hop braggadocio.
Yeah, you'd expect a song about wealth and dominance to be full of Gucci
Right.
and Rolex shout-outs.
Exactly.
But Lamar goes a different route.
Yeah,
It's way more subtle
it is.
and interesting. It's like, he wants you to really pay attention.
Exactly. He uses figures like Kobe Bryant,
Oh, yeah.
that line 80 pointers like a Kobe game.
Okay, so
But there's a really clever double meaning going on there.
obviously everyone knows Kobe was an incredible basketball player.
Of course.
What else is going on with that line?
Well, it's probably a reference to the size of diamonds. Like 80-carat diamonds.
Wow.
It's likely a nod to the time Kobe dropped 80 points against the Toronto Raptors.
Oh, wow.
So by comparing his wealth to a legend like Kobe,
Right.
Lamar subtly elevates his own status.
I see.
It's a powerful way to make that connection.
So it's not just about having money. It's about having the kind of success
Exactly.
and legendary status that someone like Kobe had.
Yes.
I see how that plays into the whole theme of authenticity
Yeah.
that Lamar keeps coming back to.
Uh-huh.
What about that what they about phrase?
Right.
He uses that a lot.
It's almost like he's sizing up the competition
Yeah.
and finding them lacking.
Right. He's
Questioning their authenticity, asking if they're really about that life.
and the way he keeps repeating what they about
Yes.
creates this really dismissive tone.
Like, he's almost bored by all the fake posturing.
Uh-huh.
It definitely emphasizes that contrast between genuine success
Yeah.
and just putting on a show.
Absolutely. It highlights that tension between image and reality,
Right.
which is so central to hip-hop.
Yeah.
Lamar seems to be suggesting that true wealth and power
Mm-hmm.
come from something deeper than just material possessions.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what's so interesting here. It's not just about calling out the fakers.
Right.
He's taken it a step further
Yeah.
and saying, like, look, I'm the real deal.
So how does he actually paint a picture of this lifestyle
Yeah.
he's claiming to have?
Well, he uses really vivid imagery to showcase this lavish lifestyle.
Yeah, okay.
He has this line, I just put them bookers in my chain, which is really interesting.
Could that be another reference to diamonds?
It definitely could be.
Okay.
Like the Kobe line.
Like the Kobe line.
It could also be a nod to basketball star Devin Booker.
Oh, interesting.
But is he really referencing Booker specifically?
It's a
Bit of a
probably not.
mystery. Yeah, it's kind of ambiguous,
Right.
which makes it even more intriguing. It makes
Yeah.
you think, what kind of diamonds are we talking about here?
Yeah.
What does this say about Lamar's taste and his connections?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that ambiguity is part of what makes it so effective.
Right.
It adds this layer of mystique and exclusivity to his persona.
So whether it's diamonds or a shout out to another successful athlete,
Mm-hmm.
it reinforces that connection between wealth success
Yeah,
and these larger than life figures.
for sure.
But he doesn't stop there.
no, there's more to it. Think about the line, 76 tools to make them play.
Whoa.
That definitely adds another dimension to this whole persona.
Okay, that definitely brings in a darker element.
It
This is
does.
like a reminder that this world of wealth and dominance can be dangerous.
It's almost a warning, isn't it? He's not just talking about money and status.
Right.
He's hinting at a level of power that can be intimidating, even threatening.
It makes you wonder if he's speaking from personal experience or if it's more about creating a certain image.
Right.
In hip-hop, there's often this element of braggadocio,
Absolutely.
right? This exaggerated boasting
Yeah.
to project a certain persona.
Braggadocio is a huge part of hip-hop culture. It's about projecting confidence and dominance, even if it's not always entirely rooted in reality.
So how do we separate the persona from the real person?
Yeah,
Is Lamar genuinely trying to intimidate, or is he playing a role?
that's the fascinating thing about Peekaboo.
Yeah.
He blurs those lines so effectively.
Right.
The way he weaves these boasts with genuine reflections on his struggles makes it hard to tell where the performance ends and the real Kendrick begins.
Yeah, it's like he's giving us this glimpse into a world that most of us will never experience firsthand.
Right.
But even if we can't relate to the specifics,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the 80-carat diamonds, the
Yeah.
basketball references,
Yeah.
we can still connect with that underlying desire
Uh-huh.
for success and authenticity.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's what makes Peekaboo so compelling. It's
Yeah.
not just a song about being rich and powerful.
Right.
It's about the complexities of identity, the pressure to project a certain image,
Yeah.
and the struggle to stay true to yourself in a world that often values appearances over substance.
So what does this all mean for us as listeners? Why should we care about how Kendrick Lamar constructs this persona in Peekaboo?
Well, it challenges us to think critically about the messages we consume
Okay.
and the figures we admire.
Yeah.
Are we drawn to their wealth and status?
Mm-hmm.
Or are we looking for something more, something genuine that resonates with our own values?
It's like Lamar is prompting us to examine our own relationship with success and authenticity.
Sure.
What does it mean to be real in a world where image is everything?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it's one that each listener will have to answer for themselves.
Right.
There's no easy answer, and I think that's part of what makes Lamar's music so thought-provoking.
Yeah.
He's not giving us a lecture, he's inviting us into a conversation.
Yeah, it's not about right or wrong answers.
Right.
It's about engaging with these complex ideas.
Yep.
And figuring out what they mean for us individually.
Precisely. And that's the beauty of art, isn't it? It can
Mhm.
spark these kinds of conversations and challenge us to think differently about the world around us.
Absolutely. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, but here's something to chew on as you go back and listen to Peekaboo again. Do you think this kind of braggadocio is ultimately empowering or destructive? Does it fuel ambition, or does it perpetuate a cycle of materialism and superficiality? Something to think about.